just too white and nerdy. Can't you see I'm white and nerdy? Look at me, I'm white and nerdy.
Hello people, Frosty Knives here, and this is my first official update from Florida. And don't worry, the trip video will be up. It's in the process of being processed. So, I'm here in my apartment. I'm filming this in my bedroom because right now this is the only livable space that I have. And there's boxes everywhere, and you know, the movers just came yesterday, so I'm in the middle of trying to figure out how to fit 25 gallons of water into a 5-gallon pail. Because I went from a 3,000 square foot house to a 1,300 square foot apartment. You do the math. But what I wanted to show you was my first Floridian update. And here's the update. My wife has been here for 3 months. She's been living here for the last 3 months. And in that time, she has amassed quite a bit of treasure trove for me. I feel so special. Actually, I'm very grateful because some of the things that she actually picked up for me were things that I never saw in Vermont. They existed. I never saw them in Vermont, and I never saw them in the toy stores in Vermont. So I'm glad that I've got, that she was down here toy hunting for me while I was up there in the process of getting everything moved. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you what we have. And I'll point out the things that I never saw and whatnot as we go through the list. So, first thing that we got is I have a Fall of Cybertron Shockwave. Now, you may recall a bit ago, I did a video review of the Fall of Cybertron Air Raid. And Shockwave and Air Raid are built off of the exact same mold. They just changed the head sculpt and the colors. And looks like they changed the weaponry. So, Shockwave's weapon is more reminiscent of his G1 incarnation. So, Fall of Cybertron Shockwave. I'll put that gently over here. And then she picked this up, and it wasn't something that I had seen, something I must have missed, but this is an oldie, but a goodie. And this is a Transformers Dark of the Moon Autobot Armor Topspin. That's kind of cool. This is what he looks like. It's one of those mech tech with the special weapon gadgetries here. So that's neat. It's good when you can pick up the old figures like this because they're hard to find nowadays. So, and there's actually still quite a few of them kicking around. Okay, what else do we got? We have a Fall of Cybertron Soundwave, which is very cool. He is a communications truck, and he comes with Laserbeak. What is that picture on the back? Oh, that just shows you how he ejects Laserbeak. And so, because we can never decide which ones to buy, we always buy everything. So, Fall of Cybertron Soundwave, Fall of Cybertron Blaster, which, as you'll notice, is an exact duplicate mold of the Soundwave with a different color scheme and the blaster head. Let's put them together for comparison. Oops. Turn it around. Soundwave, Blaster. They changed the color of the head and the chest piece. And Blaster comes with Steeljaw. So I have seen those in Vermont. Not a lot. I saw them once or twice. But what I never saw in Vermont, and we'll get to them, we have sitting here as you know, they all came with cassettes. So, I have Frenzy and Rat Bat for Soundwave. And these I did see in Vermont. I actually saw a ton of these. But since I didn't have Soundwave and Blaster, or I knew that they were waiting for me here, I never bothered to. I didn't buy these. I waited until now. So Rat Bat and Frenzy. Ravage and Rumble for Soundwave. Ravage and Rumble. And the two that I never ever saw in Vermont, these were the ones I never saw in Vermont, were Blaster's cassettes. Rewind and Sunder. And Sunder is brand new. He never had a bird before. He always had the two robots, Steeljaw and Ramhorn. He never had a bird. So Rewind and Sunder, never saw in Vermont. Meaning I never would have bought it unless I bought it online. And Eject and Ramhorn. Also, never saw these on the shelves in Vermont. Eject and Ramhorn. So, I've got Blaster's cassettes. And I've got Soundwave's cassettes. And these guys, these are cool. They auto-transform. So you put them as the little data discs. And then you kind of bloop and drop them, and they transform into robots. So they're auto-transforming, and I've seen the gimmick on videos, and you know they're kind of cool. And then I got, which I was really excited about getting, Transformers Prime, Beast Hunters, Shockwave, with his thing as a spinning arm cannon gimmick. So here is the badass Shockwave from Transformers Prime, complete with his Beast Hunters armor. And he turns into a Cybertronian tank. So he's really, really cool. I actually just started seeing these before, like a week before I moved. They started showing up in Walmarts in Vermont. And I was told not to buy them because, obviously, I had one waiting. I didn't know. And I'm going to show you something that I purchased before I left Vermont. Actually, I purchased this on my trip to Rhode Island, and I'm showing you to you for a purpose. So, you may have known that I did buy a Blitzwing. 30th anniversary Transformers Generation Blitzwing. Which I have taken them out. And played with them, put them back in the box for moving purposes. The reason I show you that is because my wife bought me his re-release counterpart, Springer, 30th anniversary. These are the two triple changers that just came out, and here is the Autobot Springer, who I have to tell you looks extremely, extremely badass. Robot, car, helicopter. And this guy looks really, really nice, and you can see him in robot mode in the box. And boy, he looks pretty darn close to his, with a few sort of exceptions, innovations. He looks pretty darn close to his appearance in Generation 1. So I'm really excited to get both of those. Actually, I'm really excited to get all of these. And then the other three things that she got for me, and I'm making sure that I'm not missing anything. I got a couple cups and candy and whatnot. I won't show you that, but she bought for me the Xbox 360 Minecraft video game, which I know I'm way behind the times on Minecraft because I've never played it. And now it's on the PC and the Xbox and the mobile phones and the iPads and the U-pads and the Wii pads and the He-pads and the She-pads. You get the point. So, Minecraft. And then I got, which you could only get if you bought the box set, but apparently now you can. You can get it. You can get it separately. MacGyver, the TV movies. The Lost Treasure of Atlantis. And the Trail to Doomsday. Originally, you could only get this if you bought the MacGyver box set that had all 7 seasons, and they would include this as the bonus disc, the 2 TV movies. But she found it as a separate DVD. So, with the exception of season 7, which I haven't purchased, this completes my MacGyver collection. I have 1 through 6. I don't have 7. That I'll pick that up just to complete it. But this was, the seasons you can get everywhere, but this one was a little harder to find. And then finally, it looks like she got it at a oh, it's open. Good, I can show you this. It looks like it was purchased maybe at in a bargain bin or whatever. But I got a 4-movie collection of one of my favorite comedian, Don Knotts. And here we have the Apple Dumpling Gang. The Apple Dumpling Gang Rides Again. We have Gus, and we have Hot Lead and Cold Feet. So we have 4 Don Knotts movies, and if you open it up, I didn't realize this was open, otherwise I would have looked at it. You've got the Apple Dumpling Gang, the Apple Dumpling Gang Rides Again, Hot Lead and Cold Feet, and Gus. And aside from The Incredible Mr. Limpet, The Ghost of Mr. Chicken, and the Apple Dumpling Gang, which he did with the other funny man, Tim Conway, the other 2 I haven't seen. I have not seen Gus, and I have not seen Hot Lead and Cold Feet. So, they look pretty interesting, but whenever you get Don Knotts and Tim Conway together on the big screen, they're funny as shit. So, I was really pleased to get that. And that's everything. That's everything. There will not be a toy room in this new apartment because I do not have the room. I do not have the room to unpack all of my Transformers and have space for them. So there probably will not be any videos on my collection that is boxed up. But there will be videos on whatever I get from now going forward. Movies and updates and toys and things like that. So, hope you enjoyed it. My first update from the state of Florida. And we'll see you on the flip side.